Hey guys, welcome back to Grover's Home. If you're new to eBay or you've been around a minute and you're just frustrated with your listings, you don't feel like they're selling or not getting enough views, today I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks on how to get your eBay sales going or get them more views and get them moving along so that you can sell more items, as well as show you what sold for us in the last day, what's great, what didn't work out so well, what I would buy again, what I wouldn't buy again. So first off, let's start off with kind of my little motto. And if you've been around in business, you've probably heard the saying, first, better, or different. And that basically tells you that for a business model, you should either be the first, the best, or different. And I kind of apply that to my eBay stuff as well. And it works because it's an entrepreneur, so you're kind of doing that thing. So let's start off with our first thing. This one is a Thomas Kincaid, and it's King Gaspar, King Balthazar. And this one, I paid $5 at an estate sale. It sold for $22.10. I bought all of these. It's been over a year, but I bought out a whole bunch of them, and they've all kind of sold really quickly, a whole bunch, and then they've slowly filtered down to, I think I only have a couple left. So it's fine that they've sold a little longer to sell because it was new in box, so the price was a little higher. So that's my first thing. When I say first, better, or different, first for me would be that you have like the first one of something, or you're the first to see like a trend that's going on. You were the first to see that people wanted Stanleys, or the first to see that Ray Duns were selling, that kind of thing. Those ones have obviously died off and don't buy that stuff anymore. But you have spotted a trend and you've gotten on that trend first. You will always get the sales if you're the first one to be selling all that. You'll be getting them for cheaper, and you'll be able to stock up before everybody else catches on. So that's a good way. The other thing that I say at first is you have the new one. You have the still in original package type of item. So this one was a new one. It took a little longer to sell, but it sold for a higher price than the other ones were selling because it's new and not used. So that one's pretty good pickup. I always pick up new, especially if it's Christmas stuff. New old stuff always sells. So the part of that motto, first, better, different, that most people are going to concentrate the most on to improve your shop is better. So do you have the better item? Do you have the better price? Do you have the better sell-through, or not sell-through rate? Do you have the better reviews? If you have high reviews, people are going to trust you more. If you have the better overall price, that includes your price plus shipping. So if somebody else's price is with free shipping and you're the same price, somebody's going to take the free shipping over you. So you have to like make sure that overall you have the best item to get it to maximize. So if it's not in perfect condition, your price needs to be lower. If you're, and this one is Hook and Ladder Department 56. I picked this one up for $5 at an estate sale. I was buying everything in lots there. That's another way to get the best price, maximize your profit, is buy things in lots. So the more you buy, the higher volume, the more people are willing to negotiate with you on stuff. So I bought it for $5. I've had it for probably a month and a half, and it sold for $38.25. There is other ones on there. This one was in pristine condition. That's kind of what set it apart. My price was priced right around what everybody else had it, but they were getting the better deal because mine was in better shape. I also try and keep my shipping as accurate as possible. So I try and get as close to the size of the item and weight as possible. So I don't go a box way too big, because that will add to your shipping cost. Alright, so this one I picked up in a lot. Once again, those lots get you the best price for everything. So when you're at an estate sale, a yard sale, or something, Don't be afraid to pick up a bulk amount of things. If you have like a grouping of things, people are more willing to negotiate. Marketplace, same thing. So this, I picked them up. I believe there was 10 of them for $20, so they were $2 a piece. It was a good deal. These are vintage. They sell great. So I've had this one for about 5 months. Picked it up for $2, sold it for $21.25 plus shipping. This one kind of falls in that first category. There is not another one of this Final Four Seattle Kingdom on um, eBay. So if you wanted it, you basically had to buy mine. So it falls into the first category where I'm kind of the only one. It could also be considered better. I don't know, just how you want to word it. This one is tripoli, triopoly. I don't know. We've had a discussion as to how you actually say this. This one, there's another one that's actually worth more that I got my hands on this week, which I'm pretty excited about. But this one was new in the box. It's never been used. So it falls in that best category where I had the best one of this one. So everybody else had ones out there, but they had been used, were missing pieces, that sort of thing. Mine was new, old stock. The box is a little beat up, but everything is complete. So I was able to get sales based off of that. And she falls into the best category. A lot of your sales are going to fall into that best category. What are you doing to have the best item? And this one, I would say, falls into that best category. Um, she she's in great condition, no breaks or anything like that, and has the box, and I have a good price for it. Plus, my shipping's really accurate, and so overall, my price is pretty one of the most competitive prices in there. This one is a Fender guitar ornament. This one is the sunburst pattern. I picked this up for $5 at a consignment shop, and it sold for $22 plus shipping. Probably had this for about a month and a half, um, and that's not bad at all. Month and a half is pretty good sell-through rate for me. I don't mind that at all. And once again, this kind of just goes under that better category where it's in great shape. It has the box, and the pricing's great. I think it might also be the only one of this particular pattern that was on eBay at the time. So that also helped. That's in that kind of in that first category where nobody else is selling the item and somebody wants it. Sometimes that first category does go against you. If nobody else is selling it, sometimes nobody wants it. So that's also something to be cautious of. Just because you don't see it on eBay and it's sold in the past for a certain amount of money doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily sell now. This is a Department 56. These are figurines. This is the Woolen and Preserved. I picked this up for $5 at an estate sale. It was where I was buying that same Christmas house that sold. And so it was kind of hit and miss. Some of the items had a bigger profit margin than others. All of them still were 3 times whatever I bought them for. So they were all still worth picking up, especially where I was getting a huge discount. You kind of just have to take some at a little higher cost to get the cheaper ones. So $5 sold for $15.99 plus shipping. This one was in great condition with the box. No missing things on it. So that different category, that one's kind of hard to like explain. But basically, the only thing I could come up with for the different category would be like if you have a niche shop. So if you are having trouble selling stuff, but you sell really good one particular item. They like Christmas ornaments sell really good for me. So I sell everything else. I do kind of have a niche of Christmas stuff. Um, but if you have an expertise of like tools or video games or something, and those sell well for you, and nothing else does as much and doesn't sell as fast, then stick with your niche. If your niche is what's selling, if you can sell everything and your shop's working and everything's going great, then keep doing what you're doing. But sometimes niching it down to like your specific items, trains, whatever it is, and being that seller that people go to for that thing, and just growing your business so that people follow you for that particular thing, that can work too. These ones are vintage salt and pepper shakers. I picked these up for 75 cents a piece. So it would have been $1.50 for both of them. They sold for $10 plus shipping. I don't pick up salt and pepper very much anymore. Unless it's like something really unique. Um, they're just not collectible. I don't know. Did anybody else's grandmas collect these? Where my grandma had like salt and pepper shakers for every holiday, and that's the only time she would bring out a certain. We had like just a standard plastic one for like everyday use, but then if it was Christmas, there was one that matched the Christmas plates, and if it was Thanksgiving, there was a turkey one, and there was like a cat one that we used for Easter. I don't know why the cat one was Easter, but anyways, it's kind of like cookie jars, where the generation that used to collect salt and pepper shakers were the generation that collected cookie jars, and they just don't collect anymore, and so they don't move as much. I don't pick them up as much. It's still a good profit. Obviously $1.50 to $10, but I believe it sat for over a year, and it wasn't one that was like getting a lot of views and moving. And so it's a little different when it sits and it's a high dollar item, and you're just waiting for the right buyer to come along. All right, and my last item, these are Weeble Wobbles. These are like big ones though. They're from 2009, so they were kind of like a remake one. They came in a lot of a whole bunch of other toys. I was at a yard sale and they were selling like vintage toys and a mix of toys, and so we were just buying bags of toys, and there was like good toys and bad toys and whatever. You kind of piece them out. Once again, the lots are like where the money is a lot of times. You can find bags of stuff and there'll be like one thing in the bag that's worth a lot of money, and the rest is like some of it's worth selling, some of it's just donation stuff. But that's where you're gonna get your best deals is in lots. So I think this figured out to be like $1 for the set once we broke everything out of that bag. And they sold for $9.99, which wasn't bad, but they only took 4 months to sell, so not bad at all. All right, thanks guys for watching. Let me know if any of these tips worked for you. Try them out in your shop, see what you can make better this week, pricing wise, or your pickups. Make sure you're picking up better items, that kind of thing. See if it increases your profit margin or increases your sales. Thanks for watching.